Hi, my name is Stephanie Sharon, and I'm really happy to be here today with you to share my experience as a teacher. And I want to thank Carnegie directors, managers, and hiring committee to take time today to hear me present. So you can tell by all my highlighted points that I have a lot of experience as a teacher. I've been a online on-site teacher, a resource teacher, an inclusion teacher, a co-teacher, many positions in uh, teaching in California, Colorado, and then in North Carolina for several years also. I have a license for K-6, ELA, special ed, behavior and emotional issues, and also I have a certificate in life coaching for adolescents. A lot of additional training in reading and a lot of expertise in supporting tiers one, two, and three. I'm also very digitally proficient on many different platforms and applications and subscription programs. And I'm very easy to get along with. I'm a good communicator. I have a high emotional intelligence, and I think I would be a really good match for your school. I'm trying to keep this under 7 minutes, so I'm going to go on to the lesson. So let's get started with our lesson. All right, class, hello, how are you? Okay, I'm so happy to see Larry, Emily, Leslie, and Manuel. Can you say hi? Hey, I can see you guys. Very nice. You look so good today. So let's get started with our lesson about character traits. How are you feeling? Yes, you guys are awesome. So let's move along. So, character traits as it applies to enemy pie. And I know you guys really like this story, so this should be great. So, just to review what we've done so far, Larry, why don't you go ahead and read for us those first two sentences? Yep, we've read and discussed the book and we've listened to it. Do you think you understand the plot pretty well now? Good. How about other people? I know, Emily, you had some questions yesterday about the characters in the story. Are you clear now? Good. Yeah. Once you got clear about the boy and the narrator, that's the person who's telling the story. I think what confused us was Stanley was mentioned, and then we never heard from him again, even though he's the boy's best friend. Next part is who did the homework? Can you guys raise your hand? Everybody did. Yay. Very good. Wonderful. So, Manuel, can you tell me about this lady and why she's holding the book? Right. She was the one that read it last night, and she's an actress from the Screen Actor Guild. Yes, on Storyline. All right. That's a really good site to check out. And then the last thing is we did our little book video, which sort of summarizes the story so far, but we haven't quite finished it, so we'll work on that again tomorrow. So let's move on. So, again, here's our target for today. We will describe and compare characters' feelings and traits and see how the characters affect what happens in the story. And then we'll decide what we've learned from characters about life, but that won't actually happen until we finish the story and a couple days from now, probably on Friday, when we summarize everything. So if you have some experiences, save that for Friday when we will be doing some writing and sharing that way. All right, let's go. So the narrator, the boy, so what was he like in the beginning, Emily? He was mad, he was upset. How else was he? Okay. Yes. Manuel? He was upset because his friend Stanley had gone to Jeremy. And how did he, who was his enemy? Larry? Jeremy. Had Jeremy really done anything to make him an enemy? He'd laughed at him when he struck him out, but I don't know if that's so different. So do you think he might be feeling like this? Give me a thumbs up or a neutral or down. Okay, so we've got two people with the thumb across. All right, so why do you say that, Leslie? You think love is too strong a word? It could be that he feels like he's losing his friendships. He's feeling a little bit. What's that word that starts with J? Jealous. Yeah, we talked about jealous. And what about the G word? We talked about that yesterday. A grudge. He might be starting to hold a grudge against this new kid, even though he doesn't know him. Okay. So let's go ahead. We've already talked about a lot of this. So let's look at it a little bit more and make sure we've looked at everything. He's never had an enemy before. So who is it that comes in and starts to help him? Manuel? His dad. And what do you think of his suggestion? That's kind of strange, huh? He says, I have a way of getting rid of enemies. So we didn't know if this was a police story or, what the dad's background was. He looked like a cartoon character. So we have to wait a little bit in the story to figure that out. And we'll talk about that in a second. So when we talk about Jeremy, what was he like at the beginning? Emily, how did we know that? Yeah, we only knew about him from what the narrator told us, right? What the narrator told us was just that he'd done all these terrible things to him and hadn't invited him to the trampoline party. So, and what do we learn about what he's really like? We learn as we go along. Yeah, he was a good friend. The boy comes over and gets him to come play with him, right, for the day. All right, and then we need to figure out how dad fit into this story. The first thing we learn is what? Emily? The dad suggests the enemy pie. And did we really understand what he was doing? Yeah, that's right. Not really. So, how many of you understand that we've had to infer quite a bit as we go through this story? Right. Yeah, Larry, it's like you had to play detective and it changed as you went along. Exactly. Good job. All right. Very nice. So, again, we want to look for similarities and differences. Um, and so, how did the narrator and Jeremy get along? During the day, they got along great and they became friends in the end, didn't they? So, the boy definitely changed quite a bit during the story. He changed his mind completely as he got to know Jeremy. Okay, so great job today. Tomorrow we're going to discuss the theme, finish our 60-second video, and what you learned, but that might be for the next day. And I just want to do a super quick homework check of the book widget, and I'm going to just show it. It's going to be on a link today on the on your homework link.
And what's the
So it's
name of
going
our
to
story? Enemy Pie. Just bring it over.
Okay, so you just have to follow that link. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation today, and I hope you consider me for the position. Thank you. Bye.